Hey guys, how's it going? Today on Not So Basic Things, I'm going to be installing a cover plate nightlight. Previously, we had a nightlight plugged into the outlet over there, but the girls both have electric toothbrushes, and so that does create a bit of a conflict. So I have read and have known about these for quite some time, but I've never installed one, so we're going to be going through this together. I do want to point out that this is a GFCI, which stands for Ground Fault Circuit Interrupter. That is required in a quote-unquote wet location like we have here in a bathroom. It's a safety code type thing. And this light cover that I've got is designed for GFC outlets. And so if you're going to take this on, make sure that you buy the right one because they are different. Let's get this thing opened and go through the instructions, see what it says. Okay, so we've got this open, and if we just kind of look at what we've got here, it looks much like just a regular cover plate, except for we've got these prongs that are going to slip into the side of the outlet, make contact with the hot and neutral leads of the outlet to supply power for the light. This one's also got a switch on the front of it, which is kind of nice if you want to turn this on or off. Now this is an auto on-off, so I assume that if you leave this on, it'll turn on if it's dark, and it will turn off if you turn the light off. So, but we'll check that here in a minute. Here's the instructions. It's pretty straightforward. It looks like we've only got about 6 steps. So let's walk through this and see what we've got. So step 1, it says to select a cover that Guidelight 2 Plus will be installed over, and that's something we talked about earlier. Again, we've got a GFCI outlet here with a square, and so that's the one that we bought. Step 2, it says turn power off to the circuit breaker, and that's always a good idea when you're messing around with electricity, just to make sure that you're being safe and don't get electrocuted, because that's not cool. So let's go do that. I'll be back. Okay, here we are down at the panel, and as we look through our descriptions here, number 14 says laundry, hall bath loft. You would think that would be the one. I tried that already. It is not. Number 11, however, says bath outlets. So let's try that one. I think we'll have a little better luck. So I'm going to go ahead and turn 14 back on, and we're going to turn 11 off. Let's go see if that worked. Okay, so we've got the breaker off, and I am fairly sure that the power's off, but how do you know for certain? There's a number of ways to do that. Let's go through a few of them. First of all, GFCI, most of them, GFCIs I should say, have a light on them, okay? So this is one way that you could just do a quick check, and if I just turn the light off here, and we focus over here, the light is down here in the corner, and you can see it's not doing anything. And I can push both of these buttons, the test and reset, and nothing happens. So that may be one way. I'm not sure it's the best way. I've got here a hairdryer. I can plug this in and turn it on. Yep, I think it's on. Okay. Yep, definitely on. Not doing anything. But the hairdryer, do we know that it works? Well, one way to know that for sure, if you weren't certain, let's say you don't use hairdryers, I obviously don't use one, you could plug this into another outlet and make sure it comes on. Now this has got a reset switch on it as well, so maybe this isn't the best thing to use, but maybe if you've got a little desk light or something, something that's just, you plug it in, it works, that would be the best thing to plug into this outlet. Here's another way. These little electrical testers are very inexpensive. I think they're 15-20 bucks. You can pick them up a number of different places. This is another good way to check to see if the power is still alive. We're going to go ahead and take the cover off of this in order to get access to the back of it so that we can use this. You would think that we could just go into the end of it here, which is kind of what it's designed to do. It doesn't always work though, so I would caution against doing that. But we can very easily take the cover off. It only takes a second, and we can do this very safely. Okay, cover's off, and now we can take our tester And we can just slide it in the side here so that I can see that I'm definitely right on where the prongs are on the side of this outlet. I can check both sides if I'm having trouble seeing which side is the hot side, and we're not reacting. Now you can see what this tester does. Okay, we got none of that. So outlet's dead. That's great. Okay, so power's out. Step 3, remove the cover plate. We just did that. Step 4, look into the box to determine if the area around the screw terminals are clear so that the prongs can pass into the box and around the outlet. If the area is not clear, see obstruction section of the operator's manual. I don't see anything. You know what I do notice though, is that, and hopefully you kind of see this, the outlet is kind of skewed to one side. So that may prevent our light from going in there, but let's just find out. So let's just say we don't have any obstructions. Step 5, if clear, place the guide light 2 plus cover over the outlet and secure with the screw. Be sure that the prongs slide inside of the electrical box. Okay, so let's see if we can get this thing on there. So it said make sure that the prongs slide inside the electrical box. You can see we've got the prongs here and they're kind of skewed in a little bit. And let's make sure that we put this thing in there right side up. So you can see we've got the switch on the bottom and we've got some writing at the top. Let's make sure we do that correctly. So if we come over here, and I'm just going to take, and hopefully we can see this. I'm just going to take and open up these prongs with my finger. I'm going to slide it right into the side, and in we go. And you can see I just did that with one hand. It wasn't really too difficult. So let's go ahead and tighten our screws down. Okay, there's one. How's that? Oops. All right, this one's not happy for some reason. There we go, I think that's better. Okay. Don't want to tighten these down too tight, they just need to be snug. If you're your major OCD, you could do something like that. That'll make a lot of us very happy. Anyway, so that wasn't too bad, pretty straightforward. And so if we look at the next step here, step 6, turn on electrical power to the outlet, darken the room to test the function of the guide light 2. Okay, let's go turn that power back on. Okay, power is back on. Let's see if this thing works. Now, one thing to bear in mind that a lot of the time if you kill the power to a GFCI, it will trip. I definitely tripped this one before I even went down there because I was messing with it. So you want to hit the reset button to make sure that the thing is on. So, can you hear that? And if I turn the light off, let's make sure this is off. Okay, so we can see a little green light down here. You see that? Okay, so now we know that the GFCI is on and is working. Let's turn it on. Okay, so our guide light is on. Let's see if it works. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. And I can turn it on and off. We can shut the door here. Of course, I've got the trim off, so it's a little bit, maybe I'll stand right here. There we go. So that's actually pretty bright. If a young person gets up in the middle of the night, I think that's gonna work pretty good. And as you can see, it shuts off all by itself. Okay, enough of that. So overall, pretty happy with this. Anybody can handle this. One thing that I would say, that I kind of already mentioned before, make sure you turn the power off before attempting this. Could you slide that in without turning the power off? Yeah, sure, of course you could. But don't do that. Make sure that you turn the power off, make sure you're being safe, because who knows. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it so far. If this thing totally gives up the ghost here in a couple of weeks, well then I'll do a video on that. But so far, pretty cool, pretty easy, and I would recommend it. So hopefully that was helpful. Enjoy your day. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, so here is the test. We're going to see how the kids think of this. All right, girls, so where do you see the new night light?
No.
Anywhere?
Looks like a normal bathroom to me.
Okay. Maybe? Okay, all right, let's turn off the light and see. Whoa! What do you think?